Back in my day, we didn't have all these fancy candle spells and all the nice tools and the incense and all that. I started out practicing witchcraft with some dried leaves, determination, and a tub of Crisco. It was hard times. But I survived the 90s with a lavender bundle and a pentagram. Anyways, my neighbor I was telling you about? The one who kept letting his dog shit in my yard, so I was gonna put a curse on him? Well, I put a curse on him. Yeah, well, he lost his dog, his home, his family, all his money, his girlfriend, and now he's living in a Motel 6 by the freeway. But I kind of felt bad, so I sent him a get well soon card with one of those edible arrangements. Fortunately, it turns out he was allergic to fruit and chocolate, so he ended up dying of that anaphylaxicity. You know what I'm talking about, the antifreeze with the swelling and the EpiPen. Anyways, he brought it on himself. Oh, did I ever tell you about the time I got arrested in the astral for committing arson? Oh, that was a terrible night. Long story short, never drink absinthe after you smoke a little mugwort. It's a terrible combination. I ended up burning down an astral Wingstop with some kerosene and a single match. Alright, we're doing a hex. We're dabbling in some ritualistic cannibalism. Don't act brand new, the Catholics do it all the time. Now, I usually don't give warnings because it's your life, you're gonna do what you want. It's not my job to tell you what to do. However, this spell might seem a little bit simplistic, but I would say this little ritual is a bit more advanced. And I think the experienced practitioners watching this would agree with me. That being said, it's your life. What you do with this spell is none of my business. Now you're going to get a potato and carve the person's name or their initials into the spud. And then we're going to put it on the stove and boil it with our hexing herbs. Alright, that's your basil, your poppy seeds. If you're a little more advanced, maybe you're doing something like a magic mushroom. Whatever you got, just throw it in the pot. I feel like somebody's going to get mad at me for posting this one, but who cares? I do what I want. Now, once the person's done boiling in your cauldron, this is when you're going to use your spells, your sigils, your chants, your incantations, whatever it is you want to do. And then with every bite you take, you're going to consume that person. Now, all that being said, just imagine what you could do with the pot roast. Maybe some beans and ham hock with a little cornbread. Sometimes I get in arguments with my spirit guides and my ancestors. Like the other day, one of my Catholic ancestors was trying to tell me to turn to Jesus and start praying that I should buy a Bible and all that. She said, John 2:14, thou shalt blah, 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 blah. I said, oh, really? Well, John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith 4:20, thou shalt mind your goddamn business. Speak when thou is spoken to. Anyways, I banished her. She can go haunt some other relative. I'm not about to be lectured by the ghost of a drunk Catholic who died of consumption. Anyways, they really need to start making a GPS system for the astral realm, you know what I mean? I can barely find my way around a Walmart parking lot. Plus, there's no stop signs in the astral. It's all dirt roads and forest fires. Actually, that might have been one of the 9 circles of hell. It's been a while since I traveled. I'm old, okay? These boots were made for walking, but they were made a long time ago. Anyways, somebody was asking me for a good spell when you just move into a new place. This'll keep the bad stuff out and bring the good stuff in, alright? Also, I'm going to post a teaser episode soon for a podcast I've been working on over there on the YouTubes. A lot of you have been asking me for alternatives to candle spells, alright? You say, Peggy, I'm allergic to fire, or I'm allergic to the smoke, or whatever. Now, I usually say try an incense cone first. Because it's easy and the process is very similar. But a lot of you don't like the smoke either. So here's what you're going to do, sweetie. You're going to grab your Scentsy burner, your wax burner. Use whatever scented wax you got. It doesn't matter. I like the love spell one because it smells like a man. And my man. Thank you to my man. Anyways, you're just going to turn on your wax burner, melt the wax, and start adding in your herbs and your spell ingredients. I'm just adding a few herbs and flowers for peace and happiness. Now, my wax burner's pretty old, alright? She's been with me for almost 10 years. She's seen a few things. She's been through some stuff, It's traumatic, alright? She's had a long life. But your wax burner's basically a mini cauldron. It's a little cauldron slow cooker. A cauldron crock pot, if you will. Also great for the broom closet witches. If you want to be extra secretive, just use essential oils. Look at that. Simple. Sometimes witch talk can really get on your nerves. Especially when you heard the same conversation half a dozen times. Oh, there's another blacklist. Oh, another old man said something bad about Dollar Tree. I mean, it's always the same people doing the same stuff so they can get more than 500 views. It's kind of embarrassing, honestly. And then, of course, there's the bots. Dr. Spellcaster 3000. He'll reunite you with your loved ones, commenting on every one of my videos. We've also got the scammers. You search my name and you'll find a dozen fake accounts. I mean, I should just start offering readings so other people don't get scammed. You know, there's a lot of problems over here on Witch Talk. We got all the misinformation. Oh, misinformation, that'd be a good drag name. And then we got the single-celled organisms trying to tell you there's only one way to do something. Oh, and don't forget about the never-ending perpetual drama. And it's always irrelevant. You know, it shows up on my For You page sometimes, and I'm just like, who cares? Sweetie, I'm trying to pay my water bill. But you know, with all the negative stuff, there's a lot of positive. I love the community. I'm very grateful for TikTok. I'm grateful for every single person that follows me. You know, I'm just really happy to be here. So you gotta take the good with the bad. You know, I did time in the underworld. It's true, I'm not proud of it, but I was arrested for practicing necromancy without a permit. Apparently, God doesn't like it when you try and resurrect Destiny's Child without prior authorization. Something about Beyonce's soul contract and a blood ritual, I don't know. But you know, doing time in the underworld changes you. I never thought I'd know how to make toilet moon water, but here we are. But you gotta be crafty, you know? Thank God I watched all those episodes of Martha Stewart's Living. Anyways, I'm thinking about calling up one of my psychic girlfriends, see if she can hook me up with some lotto numbers. I just need a few $100,000. I'm trying to go on vacation in another dimension, but you know, these astral travel prices are just getting out of hand. Of course, I could always try flying, but my broom's been in the shop. Apparently, she needs a new transmission, but you know, you can never trust these wizard mechanics. But I digress. Anyways, you know, I got a new cauldron. I just love a good deal. I started shopping at that new store they put in over by the Burger King next to Sephora. You know, the one as above, so 20 below. Oh, they have great prices, and I had a coupon. You know, one of you is always asking me for a money spell, which can only mean one thing. You're all very, very poor. It's all right, I understand. These are hard times in America. You know what they say, as above, so below the poverty line. Blessed be the bank accounts. I'm just grateful to have so many dead rich husbands. Otherwise, I don't know how I'd be able to afford all my luxury items, like all my diamonds and my 2007 Toyota Corolla. But these are hard times in America, the hard times. You know, maybe if we all come together, we could do a spell to get the governments to drop us another stimulus check. Wouldn't that be nice? But what would you do with the money? Because I'd probably go to Red Lobster or maybe Olive Garden. You know, somewhere fancy, somewhere classy and upscale. Because, you know, I like a little ambiance, but I also gotta have my unlimited breadsticks. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, global warming. You know, it's just getting real hot outside. But luckily I have air conditioning. I like it at a nice, sensible 74. But you know, it doesn't really help when you get the hot flashes. But I've been to hell, so I don't mind the heat that much. You know, I've been dabbling in planetary magic. Yeah, I recently put a curse on Uranus. Uranus was my first husband, by the way. I signed a prenup and I'm still a little scorned about it. Oh, but you know, yesterday I got stung by a hornet. I'm pretty sure I died a couple of times, but you know, I'm like a cat. I've got 9 lives. But that bee sting really hurts. I mean, I haven't been that swollen since me and the 3 wise men went to the back of the manger and had a little menage a trois while Mary was having contractions. Anyways, I was bored last night, so I got out the Ouija board and I called up a couple of my girlfriends. We had a couple of drinks, you know, it was a good time. But you would not believe how good the Slender Man is at playing Twister. Also, never play poker with the Babadook. She cheats. I just know she's counting cards. Anyways, we ended up ordering pizza from that new place over in the Astral. I mean, it wasn't very filling because, you know, it's a non-physical spirit realm, but it tasted good. I gave him a handful of stars on Yelp because I like supporting small businesses. Unless, of course, it's one of those bakeries that makes the hetero cakes, you know. I mean, what straight people do in the privacy of their own home is none of my business. But I just don't see why they gotta be so loud about it. Anyways, did I ever tell you about the time me and Merlin were tripping on acid at the first Coachella?